Hey guys, it's Dino. It's game 6. In this game, one black one. So let me flip the board, and as usual, concentrate on the moves of black player. I apologize if you hear some noise in the background. My neighbors are a little bit loud today, but it's not gonna be a problem. E4. You know everything about this move if you watched my previous game, I guess, analysis. E5, all standard. Knight f3. This is all standard moves, so I'm not gonna comment on them a lot. Knight c6, and now bishop e5. We haven't seen this move in any of previous games, so I'm gonna comment on it a little bit. So this is probably the strongest move on the board. This move is fine too. As we have seen, it is attacking the center, putting the piece where it exerts a lot of pressure. This pawn and also all of these squares, central squares. But this move is good because it is attacking a piece that is defending this pawn, and that way already putting some pressure on a black position. So it's really popular. I think probably the most popular move in this e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. So a really good move. What do you think black have done here? There is a few possible continuations. Pause the video. He played f5. Interesting. Not the best move, but interesting way, as we have seen in a king gambit. We are trying the similar idea, trying to distract this pawn from the center and then occupy the center with our two pawns. So really interesting idea. And here white responded aggressively to trying to play in the center. Maybe it was better to try to play with pieces instead of pawns here, develop around the piece, but white wanted to play a little bit aggressively here. And now here is kind of when I thought about this position myself, it was kind of confusing to find the best move. So this is kind of critical position because it's not critical, but it is interesting. What kind of a combination can you do? Can you make in this position? So what would you play as black? Pause the video, think about, take your time, think about the next move. It is f takes e4, trying to distract, to move this knight from this position. Which is always good. Trying to put pressure on, trying to just move opponent's pieces that are already developed and make them move one more time. And also you're just doing some stuff in the center, removing a pawn from the center and decreasing his power. Now knight takes e5, and it looks like a good move because he's threatening maybe this, and he has this powerful knight here, and but it wasn't very good. Better was probably this, and I thought about this combination here because I calculated if I take here, he's gonna take with this. But if he takes here, it's better to take here. And we have a nice position here. We just keep developing and he's all good. So this was better for him, but instead he took with the knight on e5. And now, what would you do? As black, again, this is an interesting position. Take your time. Knight takes e5. Yes, if this surprises you, I was surprised too when I saw this move because I thought if white takes, this kind of a threat is hard to defend. How do you defend this? But white has a interesting resource to defend this. So what do you think the next move is? That's why next move will reveal why white played. Actually, white played here, and then he calculated all of this. Takes, and now the move is c6, and that was really nice. I hope you see now why this move is really strong and is winning some material. For example, now white cannot play this because two pieces are hanging in this position. So white has to retreat, and he played bishop c4. Probably better was to get your bishop back to defend, because you don't have a knight here that was defending the knight here, and 3 pawns are best defense for a castled king. So now that you don't have this knight, probably it was a better, smarter decision to get his bishop back. But instead he wanted to keep his bishop active on this diagonal. So what's the next move? It's not that hard to spot now. Pause the video. It is queen a5, check. And we are gonna scoop up this pawn. Knight c3, and of course we're taking this pawn. Castle. Probably castling, not probably, but most surely it wasn't good in this position because white is quite vulnerable here, because we're gonna put our pieces, and we already have potential to put our pieces at ideal position to attack this king. So it's not really safe for the king on this side of the board, and he doesn't have, as I said, this knight here to protect him, so it's gonna be a trouble. As you probably, it was better just to protect this, to develop these pieces and maybe castle on this side. Now pause the video. What's the next move? Of course it is d5. Look at this pawn chain. You have a really strong pawn chain in the center. You're pushing this bishop back, protecting this pawn, and opening up this bishop. All that in one move, which is pretty nice. Bishop b3. As I said, probably it was better just to go back here, but white refuses to go back here and maybe have some chances to defend this position. And now pause the video. Knight f6. Simple developing move. Bishop e3. This was probably the good move, because he's trying to maybe chase a little bit this black queen with moves like this or this. Now for black, what do you think the next move is? Pause the video. It is bishop d6. And of course, as I said in previous videos, this mate threat, this kind of threats are not only to develop a piece and threat a checkmate, it's to provoke white or our opponent to move one of his pawns. And when he does, he's gonna create some weaknesses, and it's gonna be easier for us to penetrate in his position. So now he's kind of forced to play g3. And now what would you play for black? Pause the video. It is bishop g4, attacking a queen and also trying to take advantages of these weaknesses, light squares weaknesses that white created with this g3 move. And probably we're gonna go here, and then maybe with the queen we can go here, and it is pretty deadly for white. Queen d2. And now pause the video. What's the next move? It is kind of pretty obvious. Putting this beautiful bishop here and creating some threats in the future. I really like this kind of ideas. It is basic but pretty deadly and hard to stop. The next move is bishop f4. And now what would you do? Pause the video. Queen f5. This is better than queen h5, because we're gonna give him a chance to defend, and instead we go here. So if he plays this move, he's gonna lose on the spot. So this was better. Also possible was this move with the same idea. And now knight d1. So the purpose of this move is to go here and defend this square when we go in with our queen. And now what would you do for black? It is not too hard to play from here. This queen h3, threatening mate, knight e3, and Now pause the video. Of course, it is knight to g4, threatening checkmate. Of course, knight cannot take because we're gonna give a checkmate here. White tries king rook to e1, and now you see from now it's pretty easy to see. Queen h2, king f1, and queen h1 checkmate. Really nice win. Let's see the game from the beginning. Interesting idea. Not really common nowadays, this move, but it's nice to see what is happening after that move. F takes, knight takes, and now this move with the idea to win this pawn. Really interesting. This is just shows how you should try to think more moves in advance. So you're gonna try to see this, and then try to stop and imagine this position in your head, and you're gonna come up. Yes, he's threatening this, but attack. He has to come back, and this queen opens up. It's not that easy to see, but with practice, you're gonna gain an ability to see all of these moves in your head. c6. No, this wasn't played. Bishop c4, queen a5, knight c3, queen takes, castle, d5. Development, threatening mate, and provoking pawn moves. g3, bishop g4, queen d2, just putting your pieces where white created weaknesses. Bishop f4, queen f5. We don't care about this bishop because mate threat is too powerful. Now that wasn't played. Knight d1, queen h3, knight d3, knight g4, and there is no avoiding this checkmate. I hope you learned something and enjoyed this game. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.